Hello everyone, I'm Steve. Mark's working late tonight, and this is Smokey, Steve, and Mark. Welcome or welcome back. My nose is running. Excuse me. I was out in the cold all day. 4 hours driving and then schlepping around the rest. So, at any rate, we're here. Now, today, Thursdays have turned into a similar thing. We're going to do part 5 of what is now a 5-part series on caretaking. One partner taking care of another when one becomes semi-suddenly ill. And the inspiration for this series, for anyone who hasn't seen the first 4 parts, or the bonus segment on exploiting people, e-begging, manipulation, and pity-seeking, the hypothetical that we're going through, Mark and I, which has been inspired by a channel that I follow, is that one partner gets ill very suddenly. So in our situation, we're going to say Mark's the caretaker, and I'm the person who's ill. And the illness, just for the sake of discussion, is that I had esophageal cancer. And Mark is the person who's been calling the shots most of the time, all through treatment, all through the medical care. He's been trying to direct my medical care. I've been in and out of the hospital. Recently, there was an incident where he started feeding me too early, and applesauce got into my body cavity, and they had to take me to the hospital. And Mark blamed it on somebody else. Like somebody else put it down my throat. But I trusted him because he's charged with my medical care. And if I was incompetent, he would really call all the shots legally. So as we're going along, we're kind of just following their journey and thinking, is that what we'd want for ourselves? If one of us was ill and the other had to take care of the other person, is this how we'd want it to play out? And this is a good reflection onto us because they're a YouTube couple, we're a YouTube couple. They're a little bit of a May-December romance. Mark and I are a little bit of a May-December romance. Mark and I have conditions that could be disabling, maybe permanently disabling, and we'd be in a position to take care of each other. So, Mark and I obviously both have risk factors for cancer. Frankly, esophageal cancer, too. So last week where we left off, we were going to try to leave all of my medical issues off YouTube. And it was not going to be going on because Mark was afraid that haters were going to try to cancel my doctor's appointments, interfere with everything. They wanted to see us homeless. They wanted to see us in jail. They wanted to see us dead. They're trying to kill me. They're trying to steal me away from him. Because I'm such a catch in the state that I'm in. But so Mark's starting to get a little paranoid about the attention that he's gathering about the care that he's providing for me. Furthermore, there was a channel that had been reacting, let's say hypothetically, to Mark and I. Mark and I don't currently have any reaction channels, but we'll in real life. But if you get big enough, maybe it will. I don't know. I don't know if I'd watch it. Anyway, back to this. Let's say there was a reaction channel. For the sake of argument, we'll call it Sam Talks. Now, let's say about a year ago, when I was still well, but I was starting to lose weight, and I was having, scratchy throat, Sam Talks started making videos about us. And Sam had said, Mark, something's wrong with Steve. He's losing weight. People don't just lose their appetite. Something is wrong with him. And Mark was making videos saying, oh, it's just the heartburn. We know what it is. Everything's fine. Meanwhile, I had probably had stage 1 cancer at that moment, which could have been treated. But, her position, Sam, from Sam Talks, was that Mark thought he knew best. And because he knew best, and because he put off treatment, and because he waited to get a diagnosis, and then not just the diagnosis, but start chemotherapy or surgery or make a decision, that I got sicker and sicker. It occurred to me that Mark might be upset because, frankly, Sam was right. Everything she had been saying from the beginning, he's sick, take him to a doctor. It's not just heartburn, there's something causing it. Lo and behold, she was correct, which is why I think Mark wishes the worst for her, because there's nothing Mark hates more than being wrong. So, at any rate. So we're getting back to the business of the channel, and something more important than my health and well-being, or as important, the Valentine's Day card exchange. And Mark loves those things, but he is a little overwhelmed with how I'm doing, so we're gonna kind of not really do that. And Mark sounds like a martyr about it. It's a card exchange. I'm not too worried. Mark's now starting to play games on YouTube, even though, frankly, we have other things going on. tubes coming out of me. But he's trying to troll people, telling people he's going to leave me home alone, telling people that I'll be fine. You know, forgetting he told people a few days ago that I wasn't going to be home alone. that the friend was going to come over and stay with me while he went out shopping. So how can Mark resist go shopping? Mark and our friend in the video on the channel we're comparing to both love shopping. So again, common ground. There are some similar, no matter how different you think you are from people, there's some common ground in there somewhere, even if it's just the color of your blood. There's something. So I'm home. Mark goes shopping. Mark comes home, and I don't know. He started drawing this friend of ours into videos more often because I think, well, I don't have much to say because I'm still healing, because I'm still recovering. And I'm still on camera, but Mark's been cozying up to our friend recently too. The helper who's been like doing the laundry and taking garbage out and everything. All of a sudden, looks like Mark's almost flirting with him. Flirting with him. I'm sitting right here. Whatever. Not my monkeys, not my circus, but hey. So Mark goes shopping and picks up, for the sake of argument, just hypothetically, let's say he went to Walmart and spent $180 on groceries. Compare that to last week where he went out and spent another $100+ on food. Plus a meal box he gets delivered later. And I'm not eating. So, you know, Mark's eating pretty well. Over $300 worth of food that he purchased within 2 weeks. It's a lot. It's a lot of food, you know. I'm afraid some of it might spoil because I can't freaking eat. So he shops, and then he went on a spree. Walmart, Dollar Tree, all the regular places. Glad for him that he could get out. I am glad that he could get out because, you know, what I would want for myself, for Steve. In real life, Steve would want Mark to be able to get out of the house, frankly. There is such a thing as caretaker burnout. It does happen. When you are working hard, put an asterisk, put caps here. When you are working hard to take care of your significant other, it's challenging. It's hard to do. You don't sleep well. You got to get your meals when you can. You have to be on call, ready to change sheets, to help someone to the bathroom, to help them out of the bathroom, to in and out of bed. I mean, it's not, at any stage of life, it's difficult work to provide care to another person. So in real life, if I needed care and we decided to do it at home and Mark was going to be the primary caregiver, I'd want him to be able to go out too. So that's something that I can appreciate, getting out. And one of Mark's favorite hobbies is shopping. So if he hasn't been out in weeks and the first thing he wants to do is shop, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me that that's what he would want to go do. So whatever. But again, we're being brave and we're still making a channel. And the part I'm playing is table because Mark wanted to show off all of our stuff that he bought when he was out, and he just shows it to the camera and throws it on me, and shows it to the camera and throws it on me, and shows it to the camera and throws it on me. Yeah, good guy. Good guy. So, yeah. And, trying to get back into other things, because we used to go to New York a lot. You know, we used to get out. We used to go do things. We used to go out in the city. We used to, for example, let's just say we flew out to Reno, you know, every so often. We used to get out and about and do day trips and go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and get some food and mukbang and stuff like that. Well, we can't do that now that I'm homebound. So Mark takes it upon himself, since we need new content, to start doing mukbangs. And he's trying to do them like mukbangers do. Well, I'm still sick, and I'm still in the room, and I still haven't eaten, and all I hear is chomping, chewing, gulping. How good it is. The occasional "I'm sorry you can't eat this," and that's about it. That's about it. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little more full because now I'm getting Boost instead of the prescribed medication that I'm supposed to be getting. Um, the feed that I'm supposed to be eating has been replaced by half expired Boost, uh, in theory. And maybe I'm feeling a little more full, and I don't mind that Mark is eating right across from me. I am concerned that Mark is going a little whole hog with the food between the $300 worth of groceries and the Hello Fresh box that he ate an entire meal out of, plus extras. Um, and to think, just a year ago, he was trashing some woman who sent him an Amazon Fresh box that had a healthy choice that was 290 calories, and that was just too many for him to eat. Really? He can be so complicated of a person sometimes. So complicated. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. Another thing that I didn't feel too comfortable with, um, in this hypothetical situation, was being filmed having my feeding tube put in and out and in and out. Now, it's an emergency sort of thing, apparently, when the feeding tube comes out. It's time limited to when you have to put the thing back in. Mark decided he was going to film this. So, counting down the time to when it starts to get very serious, he gets out the tripod and sets up the camera and has to hold it this way and has to hold it that way and tell me to get out of the way. I could. The fact that his priority was filming it rather than doing it said more to me than whatever else. But, you know, defeated. I can just write it across my forehead at this point. So, I didn't care for that. But my Mark does everything. Again, Mark's eating on camera because there's no other content to put together at all. I'm still in the room. There's nowhere else I can go at all. So I sit and I cough and I apologize. And that's pretty much it. So, this is my life. This is my recovery. Mark has taken it upon himself again to play nurse and doctor. So, let's just say, like I said before, there was prescription food I was supposed to be getting. And now, lo and behold, I'm getting supplements that you could get at Sam's Club put into my tube. That's one option if it's run past medical folks. I'm not thrilled with the idea of Mark shooting from the hip. I don't think it's a good idea, personally. Now, in real life, Mark and Steve, I wouldn't allow Mark to do anything to me that we didn't hear at the doctor's office when we were together. I would trust that if I was incapacitated to the point where I couldn't understand what the doctor was saying, that real life Mark, would go and get the information and do it correctly. I might even want someone to go with him to go, so there's just two sets of ears on it, you know? But I don't think I would want him to play Nurse Ratchet and just fast and loose with like, oh, liquid supplements are liquid supplements, you know, oh, just give him a Tylenol, oh, he has a headache, give him an aspirin, oh, he doesn't have an esophagus anymore, maybe that wasn't a good idea. Well, somebody on the phone told me something. You know, the last time he made a mistake like that, he, in this hypothetical world, ripped a stitch in my esophagus, feeding me applesauce. So, I would hope that should I become ill, and Mark was the caretaker, that we would have a lot more discussions about this. It would be more of a discussion and not a, I think this is best, you don't know what you're talking about, we're doing it my way, they don't know what they're talking about, they don't know what they're talking about, I know what I'm talking about. I'm your husband. Don't you trust me? Don't you love me? I think what's best. Right, Stephen? Right, Stephen? Yeah. So, at any rate, this is where the inspiration ends. So, where do we go from this point? I don't know. I honestly do not know. I imagine that if I was in a state where I was weakened, and I couldn't eat, and I was losing a little bit of weight, and was post-op from a second unnecessary surgery. It became necessary because of poor choices that were made by someone other than Tommy. Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see. Bodies are resilient. You know, I have had family members with cancer who bounced right back and had 30, 40-year remissions and died of something else. So, bodies are resilient. Sick people can get better. You know, I could very, very easily totally recover. And it might have nothing to do with the kind of care Mark is taking, you know, what he's doing for me. Granted, if he drops, you know, my feeding tube in the litter box and shoves it back in, that might be a little bit dangerous. That might be a little bit concerning. You don't have to be a doctor to know that that's stupid, but at any rate. So, our healthcare choices are our own, and we'll do what we think is best for us. I don't know that we would put as much on YouTube as the couple that we're following choose to put on YouTube. I think when it gets put up there, it's open to scrutiny. Hello, I've been offering scrutiny and a little bit of judgment for 5 videos. But there you are, you see. When we put ourselves out there, we put ourselves out there with the risk of criticism, with comments. Every video has a comment section. People are meant to comment and discuss our videos. That's what it's there for. And the thumbs up and the thumbs down, so you can get a general feel if people like it or not. So, feel free to do that with this video. Thank you all for watching. We will see if there's a part 6. You know, honestly, I hope there is. I hope there is. I hope there's really no need for it. For a good reason. I hope there's no more need for video like this. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, hit the like button. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Our email address and contact info is all listed below. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch up with y'all tomorrow. Happy Thursday! Bye!